10 seller mistakes that kill your deals in Queens and Long Island. If you're getting ready to sell your home in Queens or Long Island, I need you to stop what you're doing and watch this entire video, because here is something that most sellers don't want to hear. Buyers know what you are hiding. I've been selling homes in Queens for over 25 years. I've sat across the table from thousands of buyers and sellers. And I will tell you right now, today's buyer walks into your house with their agent, their inspector on speed dial, and their Zillow app open, and in some cases, their attorney has already been briefed. They are not guessing, they are not hoping, they are looking for every single thing you try to cover up, downplay, or not mention. And when they find it, which they will, it will cost you money, and sometimes it can cost you the entire deal. So today, I'm gonna walk you through the 10 things sellers try to hide and exactly what happens when buyers find out. Consider this your reality check before you list. I am Maureen Folan, the queen of Queens real estate. I have sold over 1,600 homes right here in Queens, Bayside, Flushing, Fresh Meadows, Douglaston, Middle Village, and across Nassau and Suffolk counties. I'm not here to be mean. I'm here to make sure you do not make expensive mistakes. So let's get right into it. Number 1, and this is the big one, overpricing your home. I know, your neighbors sold for $3 million 3 years ago. Your cousin's house in Forest Hills got 12 offers. You watched the market go crazy during COVID, and you think your home is worth every penny of what you have in your head. And here's the truth that every seller needs to hear in 2026. The market has changed. Queens is approaching a balanced market right now. We have nearly 6 months of inventory in some areas. That means buyers have options. And when buyers have options, an overpriced house does not get offers. It gets ignored. But here's the part that sellers never think about. Every single week your home sits on the market, buyers assume there's something wrong with it. They're not thinking, oh, the seller just priced it high. They're thinking, why has nobody else bought this house? And then what happens? You chase down the market. You do a price reduction, then you do another. And by the time you get it to the right price, your listing is stale, your days on market number is embarrassing, and the buyers are coming in with lowball offers because they know how desperate you are. I have seen sellers net less money from an overpriced listing than they would have gotten from pricing it correctly on day one. This is not a theory. I have lived that with clients. Let's talk data right now in Queens 2026. As of April, the median sold price for a single family home was $826,000. There's over 5.5 months of inventory approaching a balanced market. Buyers are value driven and cautious at 6 to 6.5% interest rates. Well-priced homes still move fast, overpriced homes still sit. The strategy that works: price it right on day one. Create competition, get multiple offers, let buyers bid you up. That's how you maximize your net number in this market. Hey, I wanted to share something for free. I prepared a home seller preparation checklist for residents of Queens and Long Island. This guide will give you everything you need to know about preparing your home for sale. So if you click on the link below in the comments, you'll download your own copy for free. Or if you visit maureenfolan.com, you'll be able to get your seller checklist there. So thank you so much, and let's get back to it. If you want to know exactly what your home is worth right now, not Zillow's number, not your neighbor's opinion, reach out to me. I'll give you a real comparative market analysis based on actual Queens and Long Island data. Number 2, and I say this with all the love in the world, bad odors. You have lived in your house for 15 years. You love your dog, you smoke on the back porch, you cooked curry in that kitchen every Sunday for a decade. I get it. I'm not judging, but here is what I need you to understand. You do not smell it anymore. You are completely nose blind to your own home. Your buyers are not. Do you know what buyers do the second they walk into a house that has a smell? They walk out, not after the tour, during it. I've had buyers who turned around at the door, literally at the door. And the ones who stay, they use it against you. Every offer that comes in after a smell issue is discounted, because in the buyer's mind, if there's a smell, there's a problem. And if there's a problem, they want a discount. Here are the big offenders, and here's what to do. Pet odors. Deep clean the carpets, the subfloors, not just surface cleaning. Sometimes the carpet must go entirely. Cigarette smoke, absorbed into walls, ceiling, HVAC, requires repainting with odor blocking primer and HVAC cleaning. Mold or mildew. This is the serious one. Buyers will smell it, inspectors will find it, address the source. Cooking odors. Ventilate, clean the range hood, repaint it if necessary. Musty basement. Dehumidify, clean, and make sure there's no water intrusion back there. My advice, before you list, have someone who has never been to your house walk in and be brutally honest with you. Better yet, call me. I will tell you the truth. That is what you're paying me for. Number 3, shoddy work, unpermitted work. And this one can blow up a deal completely. I cannot tell you how many times I've had a deal fall apart because a seller finished their basement, converted a garage, added a bathroom, or extended a deck without permits. And they didn't tell anyone. And then the buyer's attorney did a title search, or the inspector flagged the electrical, and suddenly we are in a full-blown negotiation, or worse, a canceled contract. Here's the thing about Queens and Long Island. They are serious about permits. Certificate of occupancy issues can stop a deal cold. Buyers cannot get a mortgage on a property with open violations in some cases, and lenders sometimes won't even touch it. And the work itself, if it was done by your uncle who's good with his hands and not a licensed contractor, a good home inspector will find it. Crooked walls, mismatched materials, electrical that does not meet the code, plumbing that drains in the wrong direction. Red flags buyers and inspectors look out for: a finished basement or attic with no permit on record, an extra bathroom added, where did the plumbing come from, electrical panel with mixed breakers or double tape breakers, deck or addition that doesn't match the rest of the structure, open DOB violations discoverable through public record search. My advice: before you list, pull your permits, know what is on file. If there are any violations, let's talk about the best strategy to address them or disclose them properly. There are ways to handle this. There are ways to price around it, but pretending it does not exist is not one of them. Number 4, this is one of my favorites: cosmetic cover-ups. Fresh paint is a beautiful thing. It can brighten up any home, it can make it feel clean and well-maintained, and buyers love it. But, and this is a big but, when a buyer walks in and sees one wall of a bedroom with fresh paint and the rest of the room has old paint, they notice. When the ceiling has a faint ring and there's brand new paint right over it, they notice. Paint over water stains does not fix the water problem. That ceiling ring comes back. The moisture in that wall comes back, and the inspector will probe it. And buyers in 2026 who are paying $800,000, $900,000, $1 million for a house in Queens are not taking any chances. I have seen sellers try to cover up water damage, mold, foundation cracks with caulk, rotted window frames, basement floor cracks, and even termite damage. The inspector will find it. Buyers will find it. The cover-ups that never work. Fresh paint over water stains. That stain bleeds through, shows a tide mark. New carpet over damaged subfloors. That squeak and soft spot, give it away. Caulk over foundation cracks. Inspectors tap walls and check for movement. Staging furniture over damaged floors. Buyers lift rugs during the showings. Air fresheners over molds. That is the worst thing you can do. Here's my honest advice: fix the actual problem or disclose it and price it accordingly. There's a buyer for every house in every condition, but that buyer needs to know what they are buying. Trying to hide it costs you way more than fixing it would have. Point number 5, playing games with disclosure. And I want to be very clear here, because this one is not just about deals falling apart. This one can follow you after the closing table. In New York, sellers are required to complete a property condition disclosure statement. It asks about everything: the roof, the basement, the HVAC system, electrical, plumbing, environmental issues, and sellers have to sign it under penalty of law. Now, some sellers will play games. They'll say, "I don't know," to everything, so they cannot be held responsible. Or they will conveniently forget about the time the basement flooded, or leave out that the roof is original from 1987 and they've patched it twice. Here's what they do not realize: buyers ask neighbors. Buyers check old listing history. Buyers look at permit records. Buyers have access to flood zone maps. And after closing, if a buyer discovers you knowingly concealed a material defect, you can be sued in New York after you've moved, after you've already spent the money. What sellers must disclose in New York: known water intrusion, basement flooding, roof leaks, pipe issues, HVAC age, known problems with heating or cooling systems, environmental issues, oil tanks, asbestos, lead-based paint before 1978, any insurance claims filed on the property, neighborhood nuances that materially affect the property. My approach with every seller I work with: full transparency, smart pricing. We tell the truth. We price the condition into the listing, and we attract buyers who are buying the house as it is. No surprises, no blow-ups, no post-closing lawsuit. Point number 6, terrible listing photos. And this one kills me every time I see it. Bad listing photos. 87% of home buyers, let me say that again, 87% start their home search online. That means before a buyer even steps foot into your house, they've already formed an opinion based on your photos. I have seen listings in Queens right now in 2026 with photos taken from a flip phone from 2009, dark rooms, toilet seats up, dirty dishes in the sink, clothes on the bed, and the seller is wondering why they're getting no showings. Here's what a bad photo signals to a buyer. Either the seller does not care, or the house is so bad that good photos could not help. Either way, they skip it. But here is the other side. Sellers who try to use photos to hide things, shooting that one beautiful corner of the living room when the rest of the room is falling apart, photographing the bathroom with every product put away but not mentioning the pink tiles from 1962, shooting the backyard from a very specific angle to hide the highway ramp 50 feet away. What your listing photos should do. Professional photographer, non-negotiable, period. Every room shot, buyers are noticing when rooms are missing from the gallery. Natural light shots, scheduled for morning or afternoon based on the home orientation. Declutter and clean before the photographer arrives, not after. Exterior shot on a clear day with no cars parked in the front. Accurate representation. Buyers who feel misled cancel the second they walk in. Great photos get you more showings. More showings get you offers. More offers get you a higher price. It's really that simple. Professional photography is one of the best returns on investment a seller can make, and it is included in the services that my team provide because I know it's worth it. Point number 7, deferred maintenance disguised as is. The as is listing that is really just deferred maintenance in a tuxedo. There's nothing wrong with selling a home as is. Sometimes it makes total sense. Estate sales, inherited properties, homes that need significant renovation. Sellers who simply do not have the capacity to make repairs. I've sold plenty of as is homes in Queens and Long Island and gotten my sellers excellent results. But there is a version of as is that is really just avoidance. The seller knows the furnace is on its last leg. The seller knows the roof has maybe 3 more winters left in it. Maybe. The seller also knows there's a deferred maintenance throughout, but instead of pricing around it or addressing it, they just slap as is on the listing and hope for the best. Here's the problem. As is does not mean the buyer cannot inspect. The buyer absolutely can and will get a full home inspection. And when the inspector finds 15 items that need attention, the buyer comes back with a massive credit or they just walk. The deferred maintenance items that always surface. The roof of the age, condition. Buyers want life expectancy, not it doesn't leak usually. HVAC systems, age, last service date, and efficiency rating all matter. Electrical panels, federal, gutters, grading and drainage, water management around the foundation, windows, fogged double pane glass, failed seals, painted shut sashes. My advice, have a pre-listing inspection done. Know exactly what is in your house. Then we can have a real conversation about what to fix, what to price around, and how to position the home so buyers are not shocked. A seller who knows their property's condition and prices accordingly is in a position of power. A seller who is hiding the truth is not. Number 8, and this one is uniquely Queens, neighbors and neighborhood issues. Queens is one of the most diverse counties in the entire United States, and I say that with pride. I was born and raised here. But with that diversity and density comes some realities that sellers need to be upfront about. The neighbor who parks on the lawn, the house next door that has been a construction zone for 2 years, the block that gets flooded every time it rains, the garbage truck that runs at 4 a.m., the flight bath from LaGuardia that passes right overhead, the bar on the corner. Buyers will figure this out. They will drive the neighborhood at different times of the day, and savvy buyer agents will tell them to. They will talk to people on the block, they will check Google Maps Street View across multiple years, they will look at flood zone maps, they will check 311 complaint history for your address and neighboring addresses. And if a buyer shows up on a Tuesday afternoon during a quiet showing, falls in love, and then comes back on a Saturday night to find a completely different reality, that deal is probably dead. Neighborhood issues buyers will investigate. Noise, traffic, trains, flight paths, nightlife, neighborhood condition, hoarding, disrepair, active violations next door, the schools. District boundaries matter enormously in Queens and Nassau. Crime, buyers check neighborhood scout, spot crime, and ask around. Parking, on-street availability, driveway access, and the garage situation. Here's the thing, most of these issues are priced into the market already. Buyers who love your block, buy your block knowing what it is. But a buyer who feels surprised or deceived, they feel like they cannot trust you on anything. And a buyer who does not trust a seller does not close. Point number 9, HOA problems and violations. HOA issues, co-op board problems, special assessments, and open violations. This one is especially relevant in Queens where we have a huge number of co-ops, condos, and communities with governing boards. If you own a co-op in Flushing or a condo in Forest Hills or a townhouse in a development in Bayside, there is a board, there are financials, there are meeting minutes, and buyers' attorneys are going to review it all. Here is what sellers try to hide or forget to mention. The building has a special assessment coming up to replace the roof. The reserve fund is underfunded. funded. The board hasn't been in litigation with a contractor for 2 years. Your unit has an open violation for an alteration you did without board approval. Your maintenance is about to increase. All of this comes out, all of it, because buyers' attorneys will do a full due diligence review. And when they find something that the seller did not disclose, even if it was just forgotten, it creates distrust and leverage for the buyer. Co-op and condo issues that torpedo deals. Special assessments, buyers want to know before they are on the hook. Underfunded reserves, flags the building that may need a large assessment soon. Board litigation, ongoing lawsuits affect the building's mortgageability. Open alteration agreements must be closed out before the transfer. Flip tax, buyers need to know the cost it affects their net at closing. And subletting restrictions, investor buyers will walk immediately if they cannot rent. My advice for co-op and condo sellers specifically, gather your financials, board meeting minutes from the last 2 years, and any pending assessments or violations before we list. The more prepared you are, the smoother the deal. Point number 10, ignoring the inspection. The one that ties everything together. Thinking that because you sold the house, you are done for the inspection. I hear it from sellers all the time. We got an offer, we got accepted, we're done. And I have to tell them, we are not done. We're not even close to done. We're about to get to the real negotiation. Because the home inspection is where you tried to hide everything that you forgot to disclose. Everything you painted over and caulked and air freshened, all of it comes out on paper, in a report, with photographs that the buyer's attorney and the buyer's lender will also read. A good home inspector in Queens, and buyers hire good ones, will spend 3 to 4 hours in your house. They test every outlet, they run every appliance, they go into the attic, they go under the house, they probe every wall near a window, they check the slope of the floors, they access the grade of the yard for water drainage. And then they hand the buyer a report that might be 40, 50, 60 items long. And the buyer brings the report back to you, and now we're negotiating. So how to come out ahead of the inspection? Pre-listing inspection. Know exactly what is in your house before buyers do. Fix the easy stuff. Smoke detector batteries, dripping faucets, broken outlets. Service your HVAC and water heater. Have the paperwork ready to show. To clean the gutters, clean downspouts, make sure yard grades are away from the foundation. Make attic and crawl space accessible. Blocked access, raise a red flag. Consider a home warranty to give buyers a confidence post-closing. The sellers who do their best in this market are the ones who come into the process with no surprises. They know their house, they've addressed what they can, and they have priced around what they cannot. And when the inspection comes back, they are not caught off guard. All right, let's recap real quick. 10 things buyers know what you're hiding and what it costs you when they find out. The 10-point recap. Number 1, overpricing your home. It sits, it goes stale, and you net less. Number 2, bad odors. Buyers walk out or discount aggressively. Number 3, shoddy or unpermitted work. It kills deals and it triggers violations. Number 4, cosmetic cover-up. Inspectors find them every single time. Number 5, playing games with disclosure. Potential legal liability after the closing. Number 6, bad listing photos. Buyers skip. Number 7, deferred maintenance as is. Buyers come back hard after the inspection. Number 8 are neighborhood issues. Buyers who feel surprised do not close. Number 9, HOA and co-op problems. Attorneys find it all in the due diligence period. And number 10, ignoring the inspection. The deal is not done until it's done. Here's the bottom line. Buyers in Queens and Long Island in 2026 are paying serious money for these homes. They are bringing attorneys, inspectors, and financial advisors. They are doing their homework. The sellers who do best are not the ones who are hiding things. They're the ones who come in prepared, priced right, and positioned honestly. Those sellers get top dollar. Those sellers close on time. Those sellers do not have deals blow up in 2 weeks before closing. I've been doing this for over 20 years right here in Queens. I have the reviews, I have the data, and I have the track record to back all of that up. And if you're thinking about selling, whether it's this spring, this summer, or you're just starting to plan, I want to have that conversation with you. Click on the link below and request your free home evaluation. I will give you real numbers, real data, and a real strategy, not just a estimate. Get your free home evaluation at maureenfolan.com. Call or text me directly. Queens and Long Island's #1 realtor since 1997 with over 1,600 homes sold and close to 1,000 5-star reviews. If this video was helpful, and I think it was, hit subscribe because every week I'm putting out real, honest, local information about Queens and Long Island real estate. No fluff, no hype, just the truth. I'm Maureen Folan, the Queen of Queens, and I'll see you in the next one.